Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is night one of our event, the 12 Days of Books and Businesses. And y'all, I am so excited. It has been a long day, but when I tell you I was looking forward to this time, and this gives me like a boost of energy. I am ready. We're doing something new and exciting. A lot of you know the holiday season is so much fun. I have already started watching my Christmas movies on Lifetime and on Tubi TV because you would be surprised. They have a lot of great movies on Tubi TV. So I've been watching that and just kind of getting into that holiday spirit. I know a lot of people have been saying, it's too early. We still have Thanksgiving. Hey, let's include all of it. Thanksgiving and Christmas, these next couple of months are going to be exciting. And so what we wanted to do here at the Open Book is, we already feature various authors. So we wanted to continue that because although it's the holiday season, this is also a time to read. Catch up on your reading, grab you some hot chocolate, kick up on the sofa. You can go visit your friends and your family and take them some books. So hopefully over these next, I should say 6 weeks, we have 12 shows that you will be able to get some book ideas and also some gift ideas because each show we will feature one author and one business. Okay, so grab your little money. This is the time we want to save up and buy what we know we kind of don't need, but we try to make ourselves believe that we do need it. But tonight we have a very special guest. He's no stranger to the Open Book. Mr. Fred Willis, he's a great friend of ours. And when I tell you, y'all, he is super anointed and talented, okay? Not just as a musician, because he does play the organ, but also he is a writer. And one time I sent him my profile. I think it was like a little bio of myself. And by the time he edited that and sent it back, I was like, who is that chick? Because I want to meet her. Just the words that he used, y'all. He has a way with words. So just imagine how his books are. But tonight he has a new book called Cover Girl. And he's going to tell us about this book and tell us what prompted him to write this book. And I'm really interested to know. I started reading it, and y'all, it is awesome. You learn a lot, and I love how he is very transparent. You can hear his voice in this book, and he shares some things that I didn't even know, Fred. I was like the mama's boy part, but I'm not gonna, get into that because I want him to share more of, what prompted him to write this book. So tonight, let's first welcome Mr. Fred Willis to the Open Book. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. How are you today?
I'm doing really good. I'm so glad to be on with you and ready to talk about my book. You didn't already put me out there as a mama's boy, so I guess I got some explaining to do.
That stood out to me because you went somewhere with that I love how you turned that around. Okay.
All right.
No,
yeah.
but I mean, you have and we'll tell us a little bit about yourself. And I want you to talk about the cover because I saw a very beautiful, special lady on that cover.
Absolutely. So as you can see, my background, the way I had to set up tonight, I had to use my business background when I'm normally at meetings. So excuse the green screen situation here. But I own and operate a digital media company, the Soul Prosper Media Group. And I have an internet radio station. I'm a digital media journalist. I seem to be disappearing behind my background. So y'all forgive me for that. Me and Zoom don't quite get along, but we're going to make it through this. And so I do a number of things. As Keisha told you, I'm a writer, I'm a journalist, I'm a freelance journalist. I do have a writing service company, Willis Communications, where I'm able to help authors, other business owners, just people in general communicate their ideas to the masses. And I've got some pretty cool placements from it for some of my clients. I've written for other mainstream gospel artists. I've written press releases for them. I have written my pride and joy, which I can't even talk about. I helped write a website for mainstream gospel artists. Keisha, I may tell you off the air, but we have to keep it off the record. So some good things have been happening. in regard to my company, especially in the last year. And so this book is my latest. This is my fourth book. I've written 4 books in the span of about 2 years. I talk about a little bit of everything, but my main touch point is purpose. I want to help people understand their purpose, no matter their age, their gender, or whatever. Understand that God has called you to do something amazing. And so my books help you do that. And this cover that she talks about features a very special lady in my life. It's my wife, Rhonda Willis, and she is on this cover. This is from a birthday shoot from last year. And I was looking for cover ideas. And so I decided what better way to honor my wife and to just be a blessing to her than to make her the subject of the cover. So that's how we got there.
Oh my gosh, and it's beautiful. I saw it, and at first I thought that Rhonda had written the book. I didn't realize you had written the book. And so when you sent it to me, I was like, wait a minute, Fred wrote the. Okay, so then I had to go through and read some of it because I thought it was her book. And so tell us, okay, because you give us an overview of various women in the Bible and bring their stories to life and talk about their purpose and so forth. So what prompted you? Because a lot of people, or women in particular, may think to themselves, okay, he's a man. What does he know about being a woman? And so forth. So what prompted you to write the book?
Well, that's a great question. And I was on my way to a women's conference in October. And September. And I was presenting a class there. And so I said, you never want to go somewhere empty-handed. And so thank God for the gift of writing. Thank God for this gift of understanding scripture as a teacher of the word. And I dove in. I said, I got to go in. I got to have something to kind of continue this. So this was really me taking something for that women's conference, the Leap Women's Conference in Orlando, Florida with Prophetess Sherilyn Bennett. And so it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. As you alluded to, I grew up with my mama, so I was not a mama's boy. People like to call me that, but it was a single parent household. We were all mama's children, right? And so in that household anyway. And so I wanted to do that because in my lifetime as a believer, I've always seen scriptures prohibiting women doing stuff. Even though we got 66 books and we got countless stories of women doing amazing things, but it always comes down to women be silent. Women can't do this. Women can't do that. And so as a man, I said, I didn't think about that too much. I just said, I got something to say and I'm going to say it. But as I wrote The Journey to Genesis a couple of years ago, we talked about that book last January before the pandemic.
I remember that.
Yeah. I wrote that one and I had a book in mind for women, and so I said, well, let me put my energy into this book. And it's a smaller book. It's considerably smaller, as you can see, only 100 or so pages. Because I'm not a man, so I can't speak to all women's issues. And The Journey to Genesis, talking to men, I aired it all out as much as I could. But this book is just highlighting stories of women in the Bible to add to that argument of not what women cannot do, but what they have already done. And so that's where the book is. She's a cover girl in the real world. I shared those stories from the Bible to inspire women everywhere to follow God in their real life. So that's how we got there.
And then I love how you will be surprised at how many women, it could be single women or women that came from pretty much backgrounds without their fathers. It's something about hearing it, first of all, from another woman, like, girl, you got this, you're beautiful, you were created with a purpose and so forth. But then it's also something else when a man gives affirmations and validations and really encourages women to walk in their purpose. And so with that, can you give us a brief synopsis of some of the women that you touched on in the book and tell us what the background of that woman was and how you used them to show us how they lived out their purpose?
Well, we don't have enough time for all of them. And
not all of them.
Well, I'll just share a few of the ones that grabbed my attention. Huldah, I'll start with Huldah. Huldah was a prophetess that prophesied in the Mishnah or the college alongside the rabbi. She was not separate. Her husband was not standing there over her as she prophesied. But the king, when they found the law, they found the Torah, he sent them to Huldah specifically. He didn't send them to the college. He said, go ask Huldah what this means. And after Huldah prophesied or translated the Torah to them, it inspired the king to initiate a spiritual revolution in Israel. And so I think stories like that stand out. It's without really, and this is the thing, all I did was just present what's in scripture. I didn't have to add to it. I didn't have to spin it in any kind of way. To my evangelicals out there, I didn't take a liberalist agenda and apply it that way. It's what's in scripture. It's what's already there. And I'll say this though, to those of you churchgoers, I've discovered Huldah this year in a Sunday school lesson. Isn't that something? A Sunday school lesson. So, you know, while a lot of us are, you know, we like to sleep in, we like the extra hour and a half, there's a lot of learning that we can yet do in Sunday school. Even if your Sunday school is boring, the book, the information is being presented. I'll share Hayel. I learned about Hayel. And Hayel was alive during the time of Deborah, as she ruled in Israel as a judge. And Hayel comes into the picture because the one Barak, who God told to go against the army that was opposing the Israelites, he didn't want to do it. And he told Deborah, he said, if you go, I'll go. And she said, I'll go, but a woman is going to do the job God gave you to do. And so more specifically, Mary Magdalene, and I'm going to close with my example. So Mary Magdalene, women in church, we always know women have a special place in church, but it's always secondary. It's always complimentary. And even in the Bible, as Mary Magdalene and all the women, they went with the spices to anoint the body of Jesus. They found out Jesus wasn't there. Well, we find out Mary Magdalene came back by herself. Actually, she went and told Peter and John. The angel said, go tell them. She brought Peter and John back. They said, nope, he ain't here. They left. She hung around and she meets who she thought was the gardener. And she did not know who he was until he said, Mary. And she said, Rabboni. And so then he says, don't touch me, but go tell everybody that I rose. And so the gospel, the fullness of the gospel was presented first by a woman. And so it's little things like that we have to put stock in and put value in scripture. Also, Luke 8:3 tells us about the women who accompanied Jesus. They supported the ministry of Jesus with their substance, talking more about women in that role. And so you may not be called to be a preacher. You may not be called to be a frontline. You may not be called to be a business owner. And two business owners, I talk about the Proverbs 31 woman, you know? And so talking about that substance, whatever your role is, whatever God has given you to do, I'm giving you the fuel to do it with all your might and to do it with good success. And she's a cover girl in the real world.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. So I want to read a little, and y'all, I'll show you in a second of how you can order Fred's book, Cover Girl. But he also has an ebook, has it in the ebook form, which is very helpful because if you're somewhere in the car, you're at a stoplight, you can do a little reading. Then, you know, picking up your kids, you're at an appointment, you can quickly read. And so I want to read you a short portion of this. It says, I want to make them so clear that you understand that God can use you where you are as a woman. You don't have to become rigid or mimic a man to accomplish what he gives you. There's purpose in the softness of your skin, the lightness of your voice, the way your perfume wafts in the air to announce your presence, the light in your eyes, and the way your hands hold the heart of a man and the future of your children. There's beauty and purpose in you, and you don't have to give any of it away to be used by God. I intend, Fred said this, he's the I, intend to clarify in this book that God wants to use you as a woman to do what he has designed you to do. In the case of Mary, only a woman can give birth. So her assignment to God uniquely designed for her. And then there are other stories you'll read that he will highlight the inner beauty and sanctity of the women God used throughout biblical history. Man, that's powerful. Oh my goodness. And so I encourage you, I'm going to show you all how you can learn more about Fred's book if you want to order it, because I believe it will truly be a blessing to you to see how these women were used by God. And then also let it be of encouragement to you to walk in your purpose and be used by God as well. So here are the different websites, I should say, that Fred has. So Fred, tell me this. So you're an author, but you also have a publishing company?
Yes, yes, yes. I am a self-published author, but I understand the journey a little better than most, and so I opened up a publishing company to house my books and to encourage others. I have a writing service. In fact, I have a client right now in Orlando, Florida. We're working on finishing her book and getting it out. I have another client who's getting ready to release a book to make a corporate presentation. The book is part of the corporate presentation. So the Lord continues to bless the hands of Mighty Pen Publishing, and we're just getting started.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That is awesome. So now, when I finish my book, which will be this year, I am going to finish that book. Okay. Now I'm going to need more, information about the publishing and things of that sort. So, get ready to hear from me, because God has already told me you have to finish it this year. So I am going to be obedient.
Yeah.
And you have been an encouragement. I did not even know that you wrote, 4 books. So that is like really, really awesome and an inspiration to so many people. And congratulations on this book. Y'all, make sure you go out, visit his website. It's right there on the screen, www.amighthyread.com. And look him up, and you can get the ebook or the book. Some people love to have that actual book that they can open. You can purchase his book as well. Now, can they order a copy on Amazon?
We're not on Amazon yet. I have taken the slow route. Right when I was about to send it to Amazon, I just got a pullback in my spirit. And, as an independent publisher, you can do that. That's one of the perks of that, is you can kind of toggle your release date. And so I toggled the release date because I wanted to do events like this, like talk to LaKeisha Mabry and the open book and talk to your audience, because it's pointless to release a book and nobody knows you, knows the book, knows the content. So I said, I did this. I wrote it for the audience in Orlando. I did the Orlando business. And I said, now I need to introduce this book to the world. I need to introduce it to my family and friends. They need to see it. They need to see Rhonda, and so I'm in the process of sending it to Amazon actually this week. But I'm not really relying on Amazon. I know a lot of people like Amazon, but when I put my books on, the ebooks on, they're available on Amazon, Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, even Rakuten via Walmart. So it goes everywhere when it goes out. It's just not there. But you can come to my website and you can order directly from me. If you want a signed copy, you can get that on the website as well. And if you can't get to it, email me and let me know that the link isn't working, and I will fix it. I'm my webmaster as well. I do a lot, There's a lot that goes into this book.
See, that goes into that multi-talented, anointed, area, because I did not know a lot of this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Fred, for coming on to the open book tonight and sharing that information about Cover Girl. I look forward to finishing it, because I started it already. And when I tell you the words, oh my gosh, like you intimidate me. Like, you get the vocabulary and things of that sort. But I am so excited. And thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. And I look forward to you finishing the book. Give me your honest critique and review. I'm looking forward to it. And thank you to all of you watching, and to all of you who will, consider purchasing the book. Thank you in advance.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. So tonight, y'all, the business that we have for you to hear a little bit about is none other than LaKeisha Mabry. With Mrs. Mabry's unique desserts, y'all. As many of you have probably heard this testimony, I'll share it again because it goes with the purpose and how it was prompted to start this business. Mrs. Mabry's Unique Desserts has been in business, and I had to think about it yesterday, actually since 2016. And it does not even seem like that it's been that long. But I remember back in 2016, as many of you know, I had lost my son, Malachi. in April of that year. And so it was during the school year. And I remember I didn't even really share with my students that I had lost my son. I just wanted to get through that phase. And I'm glad that it kind of, was at the end of a school year. And I remember thinking to myself, because imagine going back to work during April and May, having to finish out a school year with that type of traumatic experience. It was hard, it was difficult. And so I remember thinking to myself, when the summertime comes, I am just going to go on my couch in my house and just be depressed. Okay. I plan to be depressed. I plan to just grieve all summer. I plan to not want to be around anyone. I just wanted to get past that time in my life. And so I remember one of my mother-in-law, one of her friends reached out to me and she said, "Hey, can you make a 7-Up pound cake for me?" So I was like, okay, the only 7-Up pound cake I knew of was one that my Aunt Pat in Houston would make back when I was a little girl. And I was like, man, this cake is good. I still remember to this day. I have not found anyone that could top her with a 7-Up pound cake. Shout out to my Aunt Pat there in Houston, Texas. And so, and my mom was, a baker. She would make tea cakes, but she wasn't necessarily a baker where she would bake cakes or whatever. And so I remember I said, okay, let me kind of get a recipe and see if I can work this. So got a recipe, tried doing one, came out good. I gave it to her. So she said, oh my goodness. Now she is from the old school, so she knows what a good pound cake should taste like. And she said, you know what? You should sell these cakes. And I was like, sell cakes? I mean, who's going to buy a cake for me? I have never done anything like that. This is not my ministry. But I can try. So y'all, in all honesty, I messed up a couple of cakes after that. I felt so bad. And so my mom at the time, my mom was alive. And so she said, you know what, girl, I made so many mistakes on my tea cake. Some would come out not so round and so forth. All you can do is shake that off and just keep going. Just try another one. So I shook that off. Okay, let me continue. So I started, just doing the 7-Up pounds. So eventually I would pray over the cakes, y'all, because it's not my anointing. I specifically prayed over every cake, and I still do after that, because I didn't want to keep messing up. Found my groove, and so I would just do 7-Up pound cakes. Then eventually I started, venturing out and trying other little recipes, pineapple. And then I was like, you know what? I could start making these little, because some people don't want a big cake. I could start making like the little small bundt cakes. Started doing that. And so it just eventually over the holiday season, it grew. And yeah, I just like throughout the year, just take orders for bundt cakes. Now, because that's not my gifting, okay, I try to stay like Raising Cane's. I keep it simple to the point. I don't do a whole lot, but what I do well, okay? I try to do that because y'all know Raising Cane's only has chicken tenders. They don't do hamburgers and all of that. And so try to keep it as simple as possible. But y'all, we're coming into the holiday season, and I know a lot of you love dessert, because I do. Sweet potato pie is my favorite. And I am, if you want me to try some of your sweet potato pie and be a taster, I can do that. Just let me know. Shout out to Elder Ossie Harris. I'm waiting on my sweet potato pie for this season. But those of you who are, either too tired to bake or just do not want to deal with going to the grocery store, the hassle, Mrs. Mabry's Unique Desserts is here for you, okay? So let me show you a couple of the cakes that we bake here, Mrs. Mabry's Unique Desserts, okay? All right, so a few of them, are seasonal. Well, one of them pretty much seasonal, but if you want, because someone did order one out of season, I still made it. But we have a variety of flavors. We have 7-Up pound cake. We have lemon pound. We have strawberry lemon, which is a hot favorite, okay? We have pineapple, and you can also get the pineapple with the cherries. And then we also have a sweet potato pound cake. And with that, y'all, the icing, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna give my secrets away, but the icing itself makes it a good blend. And there's my information for you. If you would like to place an order, you're welcome to inbox me or send an email, or if you're on Instagram, you can also send a message via Instagram. Now, I'll pull this back up in a second, but some of you may not be convinced that, yeah, okay, that cake, maybe okay. Well, I want to show you a real life example of what happens when you eat a piece of Mrs. Mabry's unique desserts. I'll be with you shortly. Thank you for your patience. Y'all, and it's so funny because Zoom, so I feel like it's so many steps, okay? But we're going to get through those so many steps. And here we go. If you need some convincing video number 1. Shout out to Eurisha. Eurisha, y'all, had ordered a 7-Up pound cake, okay? And when I tell you she could not even make it out of the parking lot, she was eating the cake in the car. That's how good Mrs. Mabry's unique desserts are. If you're still not convinced, guess what? I have one more customer that wants to show you how good and delicious Mrs. Mabry's unique desserts are. Here we go. See, and me too, like, I have not eaten breakfast. Well, you just made your dinner. I see, this is lunch. Oh, it's for lunch. All right. I get it. Huh? A 3. Not bad. Go on now. Mrs. Mabry. They need to go order now. Should put it on live so they go. I sure did. I did for real. I'm like, you're afraid of see, I didn't know that. I'm probably. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Damian Jackson. Thank you for Great review. So I hope that all of you watching will take that into consideration, that you will be blessed if you order a cake from Mrs. Mabry's Unique Desserts. We are currently taking orders. If you would like to place your order for the holiday season, here are the different contact informations that you can use to place your order. Inbox me, you can email me, and also you can send a message via Instagram. My Instagram family over there, I love you all. Shout out to my Facebook family. Thank y'all for joining us tonight as well. And y'all, I really want to thank you for just joining us tonight. That's all we have tonight. We just wanted to give you some more information regarding Fred Willis's new book, The Cover Girl. And you can order that. We showed you that earlier. And also Mrs. Mabry's Unique Desserts if you are wanting to place a cake order. And it doesn't have to be just for the holidays. I know recently, maybe last week, I had a friend of mine, her grandmother just had a birthday, and I made her a 7-Up pound cake last year for her birthday. And y'all, she requested a 7-Up pound cake for her birthday this year. And I felt like, really? Because like older, like elderly people, they're known to, really tell you the truth if you can cook or not. And so I felt like so special. And so excited that she wanted another cake this year. So I do them for birthdays. I've done them if a loved one, or if you know someone that had a loved one passed away. And what I usually will do is include a card or a balloon with the cake when I deliver it. I do make deliveries. So if you can't come all the way to Fort Worth or Burleson area, I can deliver it to you as well. So that's all we have tonight. Be on the lookout for more information tomorrow regarding our author and business for this upcoming Saturday. We are doing 2 shows a week. So if you are an author or if you are a small business owner and you would like to promote or advertise your business or your book, please, please, please reach out to me. We still have some spots left for November, and we're also doing this in December, okay? And you'll get a 20-minute segment to do just like we did tonight, and we'll share across various platforms because right now is the time to do it. People are spending money, okay? You want to catch them while they still have money. But also, this is a perfect time to catch up on reading and just some great gift ideas and just things for you, for yourself as well. So I hope everyone has a great evening. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Open Book, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.